Hey guys, Professor Bill of Comic Book University and Captain America issue 701. This issue got a whole lot better, so much better. So what happens here is that we got Jack Rogers. He's from the future. He's the great-great-grandson of Captain America, and he's got a son, the great-great-great-grandson of Captain America, and his name is Steve. So yeah, interesting. I dig the names there. So like in memorandum. So anyway, young Steve isn't doing so well. Captain America, I imagine, is long since gone by now. At least we haven't seen him. We'll see what happens. But in the meantime, Captain America provided the super soldier serum for everybody. All right, his DNA, he was dissected, basically, whatnot, and he gave the ability for everybody to be able to get the super soldier serum. Now, it's not the same that he's got. It allows people to live 3 times as long as they typically do. There's everybody in the world. They've achieved world peace. And besides the lengthiness, they're immune to most diseases. The only reason why Jack seems to be dying is because his body is somehow rejecting the formula, which is weird because he gets it directly. Now, the interesting part about this formula is that Jack discovers something while he's trying to get the actual serum code itself so he can give it to the doctor so that he can try and figure out what the heck is going on. Mind you, he's a historian. That actually plays into certain aspects of the comic that actually help the story to move along. That's actually kind of important that he's a historian. So anyway, his whole purpose is trying to do that. But the problem is, there's this one dude who it turns out he's actually responsible for, well, inadvertently, a mind control program, which is interesting since Dr. Faustus showed up in a flashback. That was kind of interesting. I dug that. So I'm wondering, like, what next, and what am I not seeing? What's weird? Anyway, so these are distant relatives of Captain America that are getting a first appearance in this issue number 701. Just saying, if you're looking for first appearances, bada bing, bada boom. This is like the first technical appearance of Damian Wayne, or the first technical appearance of Baby Nate, which would eventually become Cable. You know what I'm saying? There's always the little something here and there where it's like, oh, this is the future such and such. Well, that's not actually canon. That was just whatever. Here's the real story. So I don't know which one this is going to be. Either way, just pointing it out. What do you call it? As far as a grade for the comic book, I'm going to give this a B+. This is a great set to a story arc that's going to be, 3 more issues, so 4 issues total, and that'll end Mark Waid's run on Captain America. When I see a story that looks like this, I'm kind of sad to see him go. You know what I'm saying? I'm sad to see him go regardless. Like, Mark Waid he's an awesome writer. I don't care what anybody says. He's written too many good things to just completely fluff over the fact that he's been doing this for so long and doing so many good stories, just because he's got a couple of bad ones too. How many good and bad stories do we have, right? Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. I enjoyed this a lot. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.